So, hello everyone, and welcome to your adaptive chair yoga practice. And for those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Bobbie, and I am a yoga therapist, and very much appreciate that that I get to teach this class on a weekly basis. So, I'm teaching from my home in Half Moon Bay on the Sunshine Coast. And so, as always, I'd like to begin the yoga practice by inviting you to find a comfortable seat. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. It is challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then when you're ready, an invitation to release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, and wiggly fidget. Shake your hands with yourself. So I really want to encourage you to take care of yourselves in the yoga practice today. So if anything I share with you causes discomfort, if it hurts, 2 suggestions. 1, come out of the pose or the movement. Maybe take a moment and see if you'd like to come back into it a little more gently or slowly. The other option might be to visualize the movement or the pose. Imagination is powerful. So feel as though you're doing the movement. And that can be a lovely starting point. So energy flows where thoughts go and our breath. And now when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands together at your heart center. And maybe taking a moment to notice how it feels to have your hands in this placement. So if this makes you lose your balance, another option would be maybe to place your hands on your Buddha belly. That might be a little more grounding, more comfortable. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. And setting aside whatever was going on for you before the class, for the duration of the yoga class, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And then again, release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, and wiggly fidget. And so one of the things that I like to share in the yoga practice is a poem or a little piece of writing that I hope will be inspiring. And so this morning I chose a poem by Mary Oliver. And the poem is called My First Yoga Lesson. Be a lotus in the pond, she said, opening slowly, no single energy tugging against another, but peacefully all together. I couldn't even touch my toes. Feel your quadriceps stretching, she asked. Well, something was certainly stretching. Standing impressively upright, she raised one leg and placed it against the other, then lifted her arms and shook her hands like leaves. Be a tree, she said. I lay on the floor exhausted, but to be a lotus in the pond, opening slowly and very slowly, rising, that I could do. And so from here, let's transition into a practice called mindful movement. So as you're ready, reach your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up, way up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement on inhale, reaching up full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. Pardon me. Rest your hands on your thighs. And we'll begin the movement on the other side. As you're ready, reaching your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Let's add a gentle breath to the movement on inhale, reaching up full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. So as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. And this time, let's explore reaching both arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms if it doesn't create tension in your neck. Notice they're facing each other, then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands, and together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with the sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then from here, I'd like to invite you to ground through your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. We want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones. So maybe notice where your thighs and your bum is in contact with your seat. Energy moving in two directions, lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. You might imagine you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you way up to the sky. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down just a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or palm down as desired. Take a moment to notice which feels better for you, resting your palms face up, or does it feel better to rest your palms face down? If you are feeling restless, scattered, palms face down can encourage grounding. If you are feeling tired, an invitation to explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. And then when you're ready, begin to turn your gaze downward. Maybe closing your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you. Moving away from the busyness in our minds and more towards our heart. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows. Relax your wrists. Relax your hands and your fingers. Allow your throat to soften and release. Relax your upper back. Relax your mid back. Relax your lower back. Relax your legs. And then when you're ready, bring a gentle awareness to your breath without changing anything. Maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. And notice, is your breath long? Is your breath smooth? Or is it rough? From here, we'll transition into a simple breathing exercise that research shows can help with pain management and anxiety. Place your hands on your Buddha belly, your low belly, the area between your navel and your pubic bone. Or perhaps resting one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your heart center. And then begin to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. And then see if you can begin to smooth out your breath so that your inhales and your exhales are about the same duration and quality. At any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That's the nature of our mind. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. And now see if you can add a quality of softness to your breath. So you might imagine you just tasted something delicious. Or if you're an animal lover, maybe that you're petting your favorite furry friend. Our breath is long and smooth and soft as we breathe in and as we breathe out. And just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, I'd like to invite you to keep this simple breathing exercise flowing. You'd like to add a gentle swaying motion as you breathe in and as you breathe out. At any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, as often it will, bring a gentle awareness to the sounds around you. I can hear the ticking of the old clock in my living room. I can hear the creaks and cracks, the sounds of this old paneled cabin that's home. And maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice. And in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. Your old friend, your breath. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Drop your chin towards your chest. And gradually blink your eyes. We are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. Notice if you felt a subtle shift in your energy. And we've begun the process of tuning into our bodies and connecting with our breath. The bridge between our body and our mind, our breath. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, and again, wiggly fidgets, a little more vigorous this time. Wiggly fidgets. So at this time, I'd like to invite you to walk your hips forward about 2/3 in the chair. If you are wanting the back of the chair, needing the back of the chair for whatever reason today, honor that. So yoga meets us right where we are. And so let's repose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrest. Sits bones sharp on the chair. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. You might imagine you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you way up to the sky. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And from here, we'll transition into a warm up for our neck and shoulders. As you're ready, begin with simple neck rolls. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And then move in the other direction. See if you can resist the temptation to move to your full range of motion. Move your head up and down as if nodding yes. And then from side to side as if nodding no. And bring your head back center. And now I'd like to invite you to drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side. And then pushing or pressing through the palm of your hand, reach your opposite arm up to the sky. And then as you're ready, we'll meet back at center. So head comes back center, palm face up at the heart. And so let's repeat the movement 3 more times on the same side. So drop your ear towards your shoulder, release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to your place. And let's meet back at center. So head comes back center, palm face up at the heart. Drop your ear towards your shoulder, release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. Inhale, let's meet back at center. And one last time on this side, drop your ear towards your shoulder, extend your opposite arm, pushing through the palm of your hand, reaching up. Then slowly run back, center. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. Take a moment and we'll begin the movement on the other side. So this movement is called nerve flossing. Nerves like movement. So as you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. On inhale, let's meet back at center. Palm face up, head comes back center. Exhale, drop your ear towards your shoulder, pressing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up. On inhale, let's come back center. Palm face up. So one last time. Drop your ear towards your shoulder, release your opposite arm down by your side, pressing through the palm of your hand, reaching up to the sky. On inhale, meeting back at center. Palm face up. Release. Both arms down by your side and take a moment to notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And so from here, transition into shoulder circles. So roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Soft, organic movement. So it's not meant to be a big scrunch up towards your ears. And then reverse the direction. So maybe forward, down, and back. And then when you're ready, turn your palms face up, reach your arms in front of you, and then take your hands to your shoulders and stretch your palm. Hands to our shoulders, stretch your palms. And now exploring alternating from side to side. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Take your fingers up to your shoulders. And then an invitation to imagine or to draw circles with your elbow points. Imagine that you're drawing on the screen in front of you, or maybe the wall in front of you. See if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. When we smile, it releases saliva. We want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. We all know what it's like to go to the dentist. And then reverse the direction. So feel free to come out of the movement anytime you'd like, or on my cue. And slowly float your arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your lap. And take a moment to let your breath settle. Our breath is one of our main teachers. It will let you know if you are moving too quickly or into a pose too deep by getting short, jagged. We're working really hard sometimes. We have a tendency to hold on to our breath. That's our body's wisdom, letting us know that we need to back off a little bit. Notice how that feels, or maybe come out of the pose or the movement altogether and see how it feels to come into it a little more gently or slowly. And so when you're ready, we're going to do fidgets again. So a little twist with our wrists, wiggly fidgets. And shoulders. And so I'd like to do some movements with our hands. So most of us use our hands more than we do our feet. And so stretch your palms and make soft fists. Stretch your palms, soft fists. Circle your wrists in one direction. Circle your wrists in the opposite direction. Notice, is one wrist tighter than the other? We tend to be tighter on one side. And then imagine you're playing piano. So you're getting the synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 going into all the little joints in her fingers. Turn your palms face up and then circle your thumbs in one direction. You circle in the opposite direction. Focusing on what we can do. And when you're ready, interlace your fingers loosely. And then again, wrist circles. And move in the opposite direction, a little more challenging. Release your hands, reach up to the sky. Fold your fingers in. Press into the palms of your hands. And this time we can affirm we. So instead of I, let's shout out we together. So we are, we can, and we will. And with a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Shoulders up, back and down just a few times. And notice, how do you feel? I always like to say it's not about how or what we look like in our yoga practice. The diagnostic tool is, how do I feel? And so when you're ready, an invitation to bring your palms together, rub them vigorously. Warm up your hands, energize your hands. And then bring your hands up to your eyes and sweep across your eyes. And then maybe taking your fingertips to the back of your neck and tapping lightly. So if you have a yoga buddy with you today that can do some of these movements with you, the body tapping is a fun thing to do with a partner. And then come on up to the crown of your head and tap your head. And you can shout out if you'd like, wake up, brain. Wake up, brain. And then maybe give your head a little massage. And then sweep down. And then when you're ready, an invitation to reach your arm out either side and tap from the top of your hand up to your shoulder. Turn your palm face up and tap down. If the tapping feels a little too intense, you're always welcome to just massage lightly instead. And so reaching across the other hand, tapping up, and then tap down. When you're ready, reach your hand across and tap from the bottom of your ear down to your shoulder. And then reach back and give yourself a pat on the back. Other side, reaching across, tap from the bottom of your ear down to your shoulder. And then reach back, give yourself a pat on the back. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to your Buddha belly and massage your organs. You can lean back in your chair a little bit for this if you'd like. So your liver, your stomach. And so if it's available to you, hinging forward, give your lower back a little massage. You're reaching up a little higher where your kidneys and adrenal glands live. Send them some love. And then as you're ready, sweeping your hands forward. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. And then let's sweep down our thighs, our knees, coming down our shins, wherever you can reach comfortably. Maybe you can reach down to your feet, and then come on back up. And then sweeping one more time along our thighs, our knees, maybe down along our shins, down to our feet. And then come on back up. Place your hands just a few inches apart in front of you. Close your eyes softly. And notice any subtle sensations. Curious if anybody felt anything between your hands. Sometimes they're super sensitive and we can feel a little bit of heat sometimes between the hands. Our own energy. And so let's come into a practice called breath of joy. And so for this, we're inhaling through our nose, unless you're congested, 3 times. It's like a sniff. And on the exhale, it's a big. And so it can be fun to add the arm movements if you'd like. And so make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, front body is soft, feet on the earth. And so here we go. Inhale, inhale, Inhale. And breath of joy. 2 more times. Inhale. 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 And inhale. 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 And I think that was 2 more times. And so let's continue. I think before I want to go any further, so of course we're going to transition into the movements of the spine and hopefully get into our hips a little more and our lower back and so on. But before we do, I think I'd like to invite you to explore some base yoga with me. So I think most of us, safe to say that a lot of us are holding a lot of tension in our jaw. And so one of the ways that we can release some of that tension is doing some facial exercises. And so we're going to do make some nasty faces. But yeah, so when you're ready, open your mouth wide. And release. Open your mouth wide again. This time, see if you can bring your lips over your teeth. And release. Scrunch your face, crunch your face. So you just bit into a lemon. And release. Bring a soft fist to your jaw. So we hold a lot of tension in our jaw, sometimes bringing that in from one day to the next. And then other side. Reach your arm up and over, creating resistance. Other side. Make a soft fist, bring it up to the third eye, middle of our forehead. If you'd like, interlacing your fingers, bring them to the back of your head. Press your head gently against your hands. If you're not able to reach back, if you have a headrest, it might feel okay to press against the headrest gently. And release. And your hands in the shaker. Okay, so movements of the spine. So let's begin with a movement to help find our balance. And so balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so repose. You might want to shift away from side to side, pull the buttock flush away from your sits bones, or do a little bum dance. And so I'd like to invite you to lengthen your spine, front body is soft, and then hinging from the hips, rock forward. Come forward with a flat back. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then as you're ready, rock back up. And so an invitation to keep this gentle rocking movement flowing in your own time and rhythm for a few more breaths. And noticing that when we come into a forward fold, sometimes our chin wants to jut forward. So if your chin's jutting forward, tuck it in slightly. And finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Notice how that feels. And then when you're ready, begin to shift your weight from side to side. So swaying from side to side. Release your arms down by your side. Extend beyond your wrists to your fingertips. And it can be interesting to close our eyes as we practice these movements. Slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Rest your hands on your thighs. And notice how this feels. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, take a nice inhale through your nose. Then on your exhale, I'd like to invite you to see if you can draw your sits bones towards each other. And release. Did you feel a subtle shift in your body? So you might have felt a little lift in your chest. So subtle, might only be apparent to you. And now when you're ready, bend your arms low in front of you, looking straight ahead, and help focus our mind. And then gently twisting from side to side. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, bend your elbows, fingers reach to the sky. Moving with your breath. If you'd like to challenge yourself even more, you can bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. I sometimes like to hear my breath when I'm practicing these movements. So I'll inhale and exhale through my nose. Feel free to join me in that if you'd like. Slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Float your arms down. Rest your hands on your thighs and take a moment to let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And so when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to draw your hands in towards your hip creases. As you do, begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Be careful not to throw your head back, so maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. It might feel okay for you to release your hands, take hold of the back of the chair. Or maybe even interlacing your fingers behind your back or placing your fingers on your lower back. We'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, slowly release. And so let's come into like a cat and cow movement. So round your shoulders towards the front of your body. Draw up your chin towards your chest. Round your spine. And then inhale, arch your back, so slide your shoulders away from your ears. On exhale, round your shoulders towards the front of your body. Drop your chin towards your chest, round your spine. One more time, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And slowly come on out of the movement. Release your arms by your side. And again, take a moment to notice How's your breath? Our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And so let's come into another version of a side bend. So I'm going to see if I can mirror you today. So an invitation to take hold of the underside of the left side of your chair. Release your right arm down by your side. Spiral your palm open. With a soft bend in your elbow, take your hand up to your shoulder. If that feels comfortable for you, wonderful. It might feel okay to reach way up and over. And so whatever placement of your hand, either on the shoulder, reaching way up and over, I'd like to invite you to turn your gaze downward, to release your neck, and then breathe into your side body, into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Take hold of the underside of the right side of the chair. Release your left arm by your side. Spiral your palm open. Soft bend in your elbow. Take your hand up to your shoulder, or maybe reaching way up and over. Turn your gaze down towards the earth to release your neck. So stretching from our armpit down along our rib cage to our head. Keep that left sit bone on the chair. And then slowly come out of the pose on this side. And take a moment to rest. So moving on, let's come into a seated twist. And so if you can bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance, go for it, if possible. It's okay to have your toes turned out. Have your knees in line with your ankles. So if we're rotating inwards, that can be hard on our knees. And then when you're ready, take your right hand over to your left knee or thigh. Left hand comes beside you on the chair behind you. So you'll notice we're already into the seated twist at this point, but let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, going into your twist a little deeper. Our head turns last. A soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. Slowly unwind. Take a moment and we'll come into the twist on the other side. So reach your left hand over to your right knee or thigh. Right hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. On inhale, lengthen your spine. And then gently twisting. Close your eyes softly, focus inward or soften your gaze. And slowly unwind. So We'll rock and roll, moving in and out of the twist. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist. Reaching up and twist. Whoa, one last time. Reach up to the sky and twist. And come on back to a neutral spine. Walk your feet back. Well, actually, we're going to come into seated forward fold as a counter for the twist and the side bend. They're pretty intense spinal movements. So if you have your feet wide, keep them there. And I'd like to invite you to, if you happen to have a blanket, roll up a blanket and place it at your hip creases. And then you take a look at your feet, make sure your knees are in line with your ankles. And then as you're ready, hinging from the hips, rock forward and take hold of the sides of the chair if you like for stability. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck, and then breathe into your lower back. Notice how you feel in the forward bend. And forward bends can be calming. You come into them in a way that's appropriate for each of us. And then when you're ready, pressing down through your inner heels, come on back up slowly. Place one hand on each knee and thigh. So set your blanket aside and we'll come into one more movement. So I like to think sometimes of yoga as a moving meditation. And so place your feet, but hip distance apart. So a little trick for that can be 2 fists between your knees. Sitting up nice and tall, front body is soft. When you're ready, release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, soft bending your elbows, reaching up to the sky. And then as you're ready, on an exhale, let your hands float down over your left knee. Inhale, spiral your palms open, soft bending your elbows, looking up to the sky. And then float your hands over your right knee. So repeat this movement one more time, moving with our breath, reaching up to the sky. And float your hands down over your left knee. One more time, reaching up, up. Float your hands down. Reach your left hand, or your right hand over to your left knee, left hand on top, and send your knees some love. Reach over to your other knee, hands on top of each other. Send your knees some love. And then come on, seated comfortably back in your chair. In preparation for a short guided meditation, then your final relaxation. And so if you have a blanket that you can place on your lap, a pillow, this blanket, a blanket can be encouraging grounding and it can help with fatigue. If you have something that you can place along your spine, so I sometimes like to put a rolled up yoga mat behind my back, and that can be lovely and supportive. And so an invitation to bring your hands into a mudra. And so the mudra I'd like to share with you today is called Jnana Mudra. And so it's when we bring, actually we'll deconstruct it a little bit. So bring all your fingertips touching your thumbs. Rest your hands on your thighs. And you can have your palms face up or down for this. And see if you can just keep your index fingers and thumbs connected and extend your other 3 fingers. And maybe thinking of this, if you'd like, as a symbol of when our hands and fingers connect, as a symbol of connecting with our higher self or higher power. And then draw your hands in towards your hip creases. Look down and into your heart, see what you can see. And then imagine that you're breathing into your heart. And so the meditation is by Thich Nhat Hanh, beloved Zen Buddhist monk. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And come into whatever position you'd like for your final relaxation. If you have the ability to recline in your chair, go for it. You placing your legs, feet up onto a chair. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. So we're not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. If you're wearing glasses and you don't mind taking them off for a few moments. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. The soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. And soften around your temples. And soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. And silently, on inhale, say let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. And without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs. And come on up seated to finish up your yoga practice. I'll bring your hands to your heart center, maybe your Buddha belly. And take a moment to honor yourself for showing up for yoga practice today. You're bringing the intention you set at the beginning of the class back to mind, and then let it go. And so the teacher me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Thank you. Have a lovely day. And notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. Questions and feedback. Always love to hear from you after class. And so, yeah, I'll just leave it open for a few moments. And thank you to our lovely tech host, Adam, behind the scenes. And of course, to the Disability Foundation and ConnecTra for giving me the opportunity to share this lovely practice with you.